Happy 18th birthday, Savay. Today you will inherit your birthright, the title of the Water Guardian. After today, we will no longer be pupil and mentor, but guardian and aid. Man has been found not far from the village gate, by the shores of the lake. Your single redeeming quality, your perseverance. But I cannot, in good conscience, leave this village in your hands. I will vote against you in tonight's ceremony.
The hall is destroyed.
What happened? Who was behind the explosions? You captured the enemy, right? It was the clan of Lysian. Or, more accurately, it was the clan leader, Lysian.
Lord Azura is dead. His body has been discovered. As soon as Nalia delivered her message, Mage and I ran outside, needing to confirm the news ourselves. And we watched Lord Azura's body be taken away, his stiff limbs dangling like those of a puppet, his eyes unfocused, staring into the void. Lord Azura is dead. I don't want to believe it. He was here just hours ago.
A crumbling building will do that to you. Oh, I feel actually a little bit sad. A lot of bit.
Even though Lord Azura and I had a strained relationship, I believe that we could make amends. But now...
How are you feeling?
I don't know. Are you okay?
I could be better.
I know Mage is heartbroken. After Celine's death, Lord Azura was his closest friend and confidant. Sometimes I would catch them smoking tobacco together or playing chess in their private quarters late at night.
Have you spoken with Avion?
Not yet. I didn't get the chance. I'm not sure what to say to him. Mage places his hand on my shoulder, as if trying to tell me that he understands. What happens now?
For the time being, his widow, Lady Joanna, will act as regent. He has grandchildren that survive him, but they are too young.
Avion's older brother passed away a few years ago, leaving his wife and children behind. Despite the deaths of his brother and father, Avion would inherit the lordship title. It was destined for the second-born child of his family, just as it was written for Celine's bloodline to become guardian.
Nonetheless, there will be no delay in your initiation. The votes were sealed before Lord Azura's death.
The ceremony will proceed, even with everything that happened today?
Yeah, we just gotta put a few of these tables and chairs back together. Clean up the rubble off of some of them, clean up the bloodstains. Yes, especially with everything that happened today. The village is in the middle of a crisis. Many are dead, and more are injured. You must step up as a leader and protect her, now more than ever.
I understand. It feels daunting, having to lead without the guidance of Lord Azura. But Mage will help me find my own way, as he did for my grandmother so long ago.
Avion and Nalia should be waiting for you in my study. Please join them after changing into your ceremonial robes. I will be there in half an hour's time.
I nod. Mage is right. Although a formality, the ceremony would be a step towards normalcy. Mage, I'm sorry that I wasn't there to protect him.
Lord Azura was your godfather. He swore to protect you, not the other way around.
Standing in front of Mage's study, I can hear Avion's voice behind the closed door.
What use is a guardian? What use is magic? How can you call yourself a guardian when you can't even protect your own people?
I stop dead in my tracks, hand hovering above the doorknob.
You're not talking about me, are you?
There's a throb in Avion's voice, as if he's been crying.
At the very least, Lord Azura's safety should have been prioritized. Why did Savay...
Blood rushes into my ears. My heart pounds so loudly that it drowns out every other sound around me. My fears come together in mind-numbing affirmation. Avion blames me for Lord Azura's death. I'm not ready for this. Not now. I turn away from the door, too cowardly to face Avion and his grief. And when Mage finds me rooted to the corridor outside his study, he doesn't ask what happened. When Nalia welcomes us inside, she looks at me with sadness in her eyes. Avion lingers in the back, barely acknowledging our presence. Once we're settled, Mage suggests a private ceremony for a quick transition of power. Oh, can we do that?
The festivities will come, but not now. Not when death and sorrow linger on every doorstep.
The procedure starts without bravado. Clouds of incense fill the room. The fragrant smell is almost suffocating. Mage burns 3 candles, each light representing a member of the triumvirate. I've never heard that word before. Guardian, priest, lord. To the left, Avion stands his ground, his expression unreadable. To the right, Nalia stands as a proxy to the village lord, her small figure calling attention to his absence. When Nalia catches my gaze, she responds with a reassuring smile, a gesture of kindness that I could never expect from Lord Azura. A malicious idea makes way to my head. With Lord Azura gone, there's no one left to oppose me. No pushback, no obstacles in my way. But the mere thought twists my stomach into knots. What's wrong with me? Why even entertain such an idea? I never wanted to see him dead.
The triumvirate gathers today for one purpose, to judge the suitability of our guardian heir. Our heir was called upon to take up this role by her predecessor, but she must prove herself worthy. Rise, guardian heir. Who are you that stands before us?
I am Savay, granddaughter of Selene, disciple of Mage, a magician of the 2nd degree.
Where does your allegiance lie?
My allegiance lies with the village of Hydragay.
What do you come to swear?
I swear to protect the weak, to pursue justice, and to serve the liege lord in valor and faith. I pledge, fully aware that I've already broken my promises. Nalia steps forward, clutching a sealed wooden box. 3 votes. The guardian, lord, and priest have considered your qualifications. Guardian heir, do you swear to accept your fate with finality and repose?
By that do you mean to not throw a fit if you lose?
I swear. Nalia breaks open the seal. She draws out a single vote. Nay, one of the triumvirate has voted against the guardian heir. Lord Azura's last parting gift. It was expected, but I can't help but feel bitter.
Are there going to be more than 1 negative votes in there?
Even in death, Lord Azura taunts me with his inconsiderate vitriol. Nalia places the ballot on the table and plunges her hand again into the box. Her every movement is smooth and without waste. But at the last moment, she hesitates before reading aloud the 2nd vote.
It's another nay, isn't it? Isn't it? Who done it? I actually fully understand.
She turns to look at me, and I understand. Wait. Nay. 2 of the triumvirate have voted against the guardian heir. 2 vetoes. A majority vote against me. It doesn't matter when Nalia pulls out the 3rd and final vote, a singular, meaningless yes. I stumble away from the building, trying to distance myself from the reality of the situation. My heart pounds away, as I try to grasp what happened. "Who done it? But then again, I completely understand." Surely there must be a mistake. This can't be my payoff. I've spent years preparing for tonight. I toiled away under Mage's guidance, persisting through Lord Azura's endless criticism. Everything I've worked for is gone, lost in the blink of an eye. I can't imagine Mage, my godfather, turning against me. Since the beginning, Mage has been my greatest supporter and ally. But maybe today's disaster gave him second thoughts. Was he afraid that Lysian would come back to hurt me? I can't see Avian, my oldest friend, betraying my trust. Just this morning, Avian was furious at the mere idea of my failure. But maybe Lord Azura's death turned his allegiance. Was he resentful that I couldn't save his father? Either way, the betrayal pains me. "Well, fine, have fun with your new mage. I'm gonna go play Mario Kart." Alone, I stagger along the winding path, my legs carrying me to the edge of the village. The fields are quiet, with no one to interrupt my thoughts. The unknown stretches before me, like a vast, unnavigable sea. This is the furthest I've been from the village, the lush fields swallowing my footsteps whole. A part of me wants to go on, run away and leave everything behind. But I know that's foolish thinking. There's no place for me outside of Hydragay. I turn and force myself to face the village once again. Mage's residence is dark, save for the warm glow of the kitchen. When I enter, I find Nalia seated at the table. "Savay, I was about to go looking for you. How are you feeling?" "Did you want something to eat? The chef left food for us." "No, I'm fine. Where's Mage?" "He's at the mortuary, saying his last goodbyes to Lord Azura. But more importantly, you've barely eaten anything today. There's no way you're fine. Being hungry will only make you feel worse." I don't have any appetite, but Nalia hands me a bowl of soup. The seafood bisque is hearty, filled with crab and shrimp. I recognize it as the dish that was prepared for the post-ceremonial feast. "Oh, we were gonna have a crab and shrimp feast." The chef sends his regards. I dismissed her for the day so she could spend time with her family. She lost her husband today, but... Savay, you saved her son. He was one of the villagers that you pulled from the debris. I doubt that he would have made it without your help. The family wanted to thank you for saving his life. And not just them. Other villagers came by to express their gratitude. I don't deserve it. In the end, so many people died. I didn't do enough. Listen, Savay, today was a terrible catastrophe. But you saved dozens of lives today. You acted well in the face of an unexpected disaster. Regardless of the votes, regardless of everything that happened today, you did your best. So does that mean technically I could still be a guardian? Even though legally I'm not? I could be an illegal guardian. I'm proud of you. Maybe someone will say none of that matters, and maybe someone will criticize you for not being perfect. But at that moment, you did everything that you could do. That's the most important thing. I realized that she isn't just saying this to make me feel better. Her words sound so genuine. It means so much more than simple pity. You've been through a lot today. If you need anything, just let me know. I'm here for you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Are you turning in for the night? No, there's something else I have to do tonight. I need to talk to Avian. Nalia looks surprised by my words, but soon nods in agreement. Do you want me to go with you? He should be out on patrol. No, I should talk to Avian alone. even though I'm not sure what I'll say.
You gotta tell him the super secret stuff that Mage told you.
I at least owe him an apology. His father died under my watch. Avion wants you to be happy. I know he does, even now. So don't be afraid to tell him how you really feel.
Aww.
I thought I might find you here. Avion doesn't turn to look at me, his hand absently running along the remains of a wall.
Lysian destroyed everything. I was hoping that at least this place would be spared. This guardhouse seemed like a castle when we were kids.
For an instant, something like nostalgia flits across Avion's face, but it disappears so quickly that I wonder if I've imagined it. I remember we used to sneak in here and pretend to be heroes protecting the village from clans. Sometimes the two of us would fall asleep here, and your brother would drag us back home. That all came to an end when Avion's brother left for the war. When he finally came back to us, it was a year later, his body wrapped in a shroud. Since then, each passing year seemed to drive a wedge further between me and Avion.
Mother was inconsolable when my brother passed. Now father is gone. She's a wreck. I can't imagine the strength it will take for her to pull through this.
I'm sorry.
What are you apologizing for? It's not your fault.
You don't really believe that. My lips twitch, fighting back the words that want to escape. I heard him speak to Nalia before the ceremony. I know he blames me for Lord Azura's death. But this isn't the time for that. I'm here to make amends. You have every right to blame me. It was my responsibility to protect Lord Azura. I failed him. I failed you.
It doesn't matter. Even if you were with him, nothing would have changed.
You don't understand. If I'd have been there, maybe...
Maybe what? If you had been there, then you would have miraculously saved Lord Azura? Or perhaps even better, you would have stopped Lysian from committing his atrocities? Even Mage couldn't defeat Lysian. Everything's over. We lost. Lord Azura is gone. No point dwelling on what could have been.
The way he dismisses my failure hurts. It feels like he's refusing to let me mourn his father with him. Did you vote against me? As soon as the question leaves my lips, guilt turns me nauseous. But the anxiety of not knowing is worse than the fear of the truth.
Me? You're accusing me of betraying you? I swore to you 5 years ago that I'd do everything in my power to make you guardian.
Then, was it Mage?
I don't know. To be honest, I thought you would pass unanimously. Mage is the one who nominated you in the first place. If anything, he's been campaigning on your behalf since day one. And despite everything, Lord Azura would never embarrass you in front of the village. He even had a gift ready for your inauguration. You can check his room later if you want.
Avion, someone had to vote against me. 2 people voted against me.
Then someone must have tampered with the ballots. It was chaos after the explosion. People were moving about everywhere.
That's a tall accusation. Have you any evidence to back your claims?
We don't need evidence, Savay. Our word is law. The votes can be annulled. Who would challenge our claim? We can hold a new vote when the official ceremony comes around.
Do you even hear yourself? You want me to commit treason.
Treason? What do you think will happen if all of a sudden we lost you, our only guardian heir? Hydragay is in shambles and needs your power. The village must be rebuilt. Lady Joanna has taken over as the Regent Lord. She will participate in the official ceremony. She doesn't want to go against the wishes of her late husband, but I'll convince her.
I don't know how to feel. My desire to follow the right path. That was the only thing Lord Azura liked about me. My desire to do good. But becoming a guardian has been my only lifeline. Without that, I'm nothing. Avian, I don't want to step down, but I can't hide under falsehood and deceit. If we pretend that the first vote never happened, I would be starting my time as a guardian with a lie. When the truth comes out, I might lose the trust of everyone in the village.
Your holier-than-thou attitude is a liability right now, Savay. Make concessions. Abandon your shallow honor. Take up the mantle. What's more important to you, your fragile ego or the future of the village?
Avian's tone is scathing, purposely designed to provoke a fight. But his words hammer the truth into my heart. If the choice was between my dignity and the well-being of our people, I have no trouble choosing the latter. The votes were private. As long as Mage, Avian, and Nalia kept silent, we could move on without anyone knowing the truth. It's an imperfect plan. I know there's no guarantee Mage and Nalia will turn a blind eye. Nevertheless, what can I do? What other choice do I have? Avian offers me his hand, as if binding us together in an unspoken oath. It's as if we were little kids again. I swear to protect the village. I'll do what needs to be done. I feel disgusted with myself for even considering this option, but my decision is made out of necessity. This is for my village. This is for my people. Just promise me that you won't betray me. Never breathe a word of tonight, of any of this.
You have my word. I swear on my father's name. Avian's a true one.
It's so easy to reach out and take his hand, but I can't stop doubting myself. I toss and turn at night, unable to fall asleep. Every time I try to plunge into slumber, Lord Azura's ghost drags me back to the surface. The sun has yet to rise when I kick off the covers, conceding defeat. I head outside, throwing on a jacket to brace myself against the chilly night air. Avian mentioned that Lord Azura left a gift for me. I should take a look. His room is the same as I remember. Lord Azura's presence lingers like a dark cloud. Even now I can imagine him sitting in his ornate chair, his eyes hardened with disapproval.
You should have forfeited the guardian position. None of this would have happened if you had listened to me.
But it kind of happened. I didn't even do anything, it still happened.
How do you expect to keep your little secret? A slip of the tongue and the whole village will learn of your treachery and inadequacy.
Be quiet, ghost godfather. My priority is the village's safety. I'll do anything to protect Hydragay. I don't need your permission anymore. When I was younger, I tried my best to win Lord Azura over, desperate for his approval. But no matter how hard I tried, I never seemed to be good enough for him. I was driven to seek his love and attention, and now that longing has been replaced by something else. I wonder if this is what resentment feels like. I wake with a start, my mind racing with remnants of a forgotten dream. It takes me a moment to remember where I am. I had fallen asleep in Lord Azura's chair. Oh. Hello, pretty lady. Good morning, sweetheart. A woman who I've never seen before. Oh, we don't know her. A woman who I've never seen before stands beside me, her green eyes glittering like ice. There's an imperceptible accent under her silky voice. I can't quite put a finger on the origin. Good morning. Pardon me. I don't think we've met before. My name is Illyria. I came on business matters, but I didn't expect someone to be here. What would the lady of the house say if she saw you collapsed in her late husband's bedchamber? My face heats with embarrassment. I rise quickly, straightening the chair back to its original place. Miss Illyria, please forgive me for my manners. Did Lady Joanna send you here? No, my employer asked me to collect an artifact. He's a troublesome man. Even though I had offered to make the trip for him, he insisted on leaving me behind. And just as I expected, he ended up leaving his work half-finished. I shouldn't have let him go alone. Had I come here in his stead, there wouldn't have been a need for a second visit. A second visit? Pretty lady, you wouldn't have anything to do with everything that transpired the other day, would you? I'll punch you in your beautiful stomach. There's only been one visitor in the past day. I rushed towards the bedroom door and yanked the handle, a sense of dread gnawing at my mind. But there's nothing. Whatever I'm looking for, the quiet hallway shows me nothing. Surprising that such an unremarkable face houses a quick-witted mind. Though I suppose there's always an exception to the rule. Ma'am? My body reacts before my mind even registers what's happening, as if some primal part of me knows to take cover. I leap backwards as a glint of steel flashes through the air. The knife misses my cheek by a hair's breadth. Breathed. Ma'am! She's got an arm off. Not bad. Not bad at all. What a pleasant surprise. I'll have fun playing with you. All pretense of courtesy gone, Illyria sneers at me like a predator staring at its prey. You could have killed me while I was sleeping in that chair, but you chose not to. Lysian sent you here. It's not a question, but a statement. Her arrival this soon after Lysian's attack can't be a coincidence. That's right, darling. I am Illyria, underboss of the clan of Lysian. My sentimental leader has forbidden me to kill, but this can be our little secret. After all, dead men tell no tales. I'm sure my friends will be wondering why there's a knife jabbed in my neck. Like lightning, Illyria jumps towards me, aiming her dagger straight. But the moment she takes a step forward, I summon a shield of water to block her attack. This time, I'm ready to counter. What do we have here? A little magician? You must be dearest Savay, the poor guardian heir. Illyria lets out a shrill laugh, her expression contorted into something carnal. I heard that Celine picked you personally. Let's see what makes you special. In a flash, Illyria strikes me with her blade, inflicting shallow wounds through my defenses. Despite her swagger, Illyria's footsteps are silent and precise. She makes the least movement necessary for her attacks. She's quick. Without my magic, I would stand no chance against her. But with every passing second, the scales tip towards Illyria. Every cut she makes, every drop of blood she draws seems to fuel her strength. It's as though she's accustomed to a magician's battle. I slid across the room, narrowly avoiding Illyria's relentless attacks. But trying to dodge a dangerous rush of blows, I collide with Lord Azura's nightstand, sending it crashing to the floor. No one heard that? As the drawer spills open, a single keepsake box tumbles out and scatters across the room. Impulse taking hold of me, I reach for the debris and scoop up the small box. Unexpectedly, the instant my hand wraps around it, I feel a surge of power flowing through my fingertips. Wretched witch, so that's where... Oh! Illyria lunges forward, her knuckles white as she grasps her blade. But she's too slow. Did I find a MacGuffin? Ooh. Cool. With a flick of my wrist, I summon a surge of water, slamming into Illyria with the force of a raging storm. The flood of water erupts into the room, drenching everything in its path. Cool. I take a few steps back, stunned by the sight before me. I've never cast a spell this large or powerful before. That senile old man, who would have thought he'd leave it right there, plain for the taking? So be it. I know better than to challenge an heir in possession of the stone. I'll have to take my leave for today, but I'm sure we'll meet again, dear. We'll have so much fun next time, Savay. Wait, stay right where you are. But she's already gone, escaped through the windows. Lady! I'll drown you in a cup of water. It takes time to clean the flooded room. Bit by bit, I use my own magic to siphon water from every crook and nanny. Nook and cranny. I turn over the mysterious box, fingers twitching the desire to grab and make use of that unknown power. But on further inspection, the box is secured with a lock. I can tear the seal with magic, but it leaves a bad taste in my mouth to destroy something that belonged to Lord Azura. I'm on my knees scanning the floor, hoping to find a lost key, when I hear the door open behind me. Savay, what are you doing here? What happened in this room? There's a pretty lady, and she tried to kill me, and I grabbed this box, and I blew her away. Mage looks around the bedroom, eyes wide in shock, catching sight of the wet carpet and marks of strife from Illyria's assault. And my face, all cut up and bloody. His gaze locks on the small box. In an instant, his body tenses up and stiffens. Mage, I can explain. Without warning, Mage marches over and wrests the box open. The hinges and lock break easily, splitting the ornate box into two. His expression is feverish as he gapes at the contents inside, a half piece of a gemstone. This can't be. I thought he... Mage caresses the broken stone. Its jagged surface is sharp enough to cut his hand. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is this like the ring? Put it down! A thin trickle of blood runs down his wrist, but he doesn't seem to care as he stares, mesmerized. Mage, your hand! I reach for Mage's wrist, trying to shake him out of his fervor. No! This is mine! Oh no! For an instant, a flash of pure malice passes through Mage's eyes, and I'm truly afraid. He clutches the stone tightly, but as if triggered by a burst of pain, Mage drops it immediately, gasping in agony. I'm sorry. I should leave. I'm not fit to stay here. What's happening, Mage? Is this broken gem part of the water stone? Using a handkerchief as a barrier, I gingerly pick up the stone from the floor. Through the fabric, I feel an aura, a hum of a familiar power. It feels like I'm holding the entire ocean in my hands, its depths unknowable to the beholder. Yes, I thought Celine destroyed it years ago. I was unaware that Lord Azura kept on to it all these years. What about the stone that Lysian stole from us? I've mentioned in passing, but Celine had trouble with the water stone. Her solution was to split the stone in half and limit its power. Oh shoot, so this is only half of its power?
The stone that Lysian took was the half that Celine kept for herself. This piece here was mine to command, at least while Celine was alive.
Avion said that Lord Azura left behind a gift for me. Could this be it?
Perhaps, but the water stone was not his to give away. It belongs to Hydragay, or more specifically, to the Guardian.
Then it must be mine. Maybe it's just a feeling, but the stone seems to flutter in my palms, as if nodding in agreement. Mage stays silent for a moment, as if trying to come up with the right words to say.
You already drew power from the stone, didn't you?
His voice sounds so accusatory that I can't help but feel defensive. There was a trespasser, Mage. I was looking for this stone, Lord Azura's gift, and a woman, Illyria. She was Legion's underling. He realized that he left behind half of the stone and sent her to retrieve it in his stead. I had to fight her off. I had to. And then the realization hits me. Legion's going to come back, isn't he? He won't stop until he has both halves of the stone.
This time, he may bring an army.
Then what are we waiting for? We have to defend our walls, rally the sentries.
Savay, it takes time to move a group of men. Legion will likely not return today. I will relay our concerns to Lady Joanna. This information may change our plans.
Change in what plans?
I announced my resignation this morning. I am no longer Guardian pro tempore.
My head jerks up, eyes wide in shock. This is a possibility that I hadn't even considered.
Someone has to take responsibility for yesterday's fiasco. I failed to stop Legion from taking the Waterstone. Now he may return for the other half.
Mage, you would go to such lengths for me?
I beg your pardon? I'm afraid that I do not understand.
Mage, you and I are the only magicians in Hydragay. No one else could possibly take over as Guardian. If you step down as Guardian pro tempore, that means I must become the next Guardian.
Ah, I must apologize if I gave you a false notion.
It's okay. No one else knows about yesterday's votes, right? This way we can keep everything a secret.
Savay, everyone knows about the vote.
Dang it!
Yes, we had a closed ceremony. However, the villagers were aware of its happening yesterday. The villagers saw you running out of the ceremony in tears. You did not return to your room until well past midnight. People put together 2 and 2 easily.
Dang it! My tearful outburst gave me away! All the warmth drains from my face. Then, why? What's going to happen? Who else can protect the village?
Lady Joanna invited external candidates from the capital. This morning she asked me for a list of recommendations. I taught at the capital for years, after all.
No. How can an outsider care for the village? If they've never stepped foot inside Hydragay, how can they put the good of the village above them? You have to stop Lady Joanna. You can't let this happen.
I've pleaded with Lady Joanna, but
I refuse to accept it, and I'm not going to be replaced. I can't be replaced. Celine entrusted me with Hydragay. Her legacy can't end like this.
At this moment, I do not have a solution.
My hand clenches around the jagged stone. I can feel my pulse quicken against its cool surface. You're a coward, Mage. I turn on my heels and stride out of the door. I don't want to stay here any longer. Not with Mage.
Wait, Savay, the Waterstone.
Should I hand over the stone as well, so you can thrust it into the hands of some stranger? Or do you plan to wrench it out of my hands and use the stone yourself?
No, Savay, I would never.
Then why did Lord Azura keep the stone a secret from you? Why did he gift it to me and not you? Just let me go. I need space to think, alone.
Savay, please.
I leave, not bothering to wait for Mage's answer. I make my way out of Lord Azura's manor, back into the courtyard, and to the village outskirts. Hasty ideas bubble to the surface of my mind, each one worse than the one before.